On Friday nights, before the bass began to shake the walls, the girls were already dressed. They gathered in Kemi's flat, a small place above a pharmacy, where music leaked through thin windows and the air smelled of perfume, hair cream, and excitement. Mirrors lined the walls. Laughter filled the room. They called themselves the Five, not because they planned it, but because they always moved together. There was Kemi, the center of the group. Tall, light-skinned, with long legs and a calm face that made men lean in closer when she spoke. She dressed simple but tight, knowing exactly what that did. There was Rita, full-hipped and soft everywhere. Her skin was deep brown and smooth, her chest generous, her laugh loud and careless. When she danced, she did not rush. She let her body roll slow, confident. Lola was slim and sharp. Small waist, high cheekbones, eyes that looked bored even when she was interested. She liked control. She liked being chased. Mina was quiet beauty. Short, warm-toned skin, wide eyes, and lips that always looked like they were about to smile. Men often mistook her silence for innocence. And then there was Terror, wild and restless. Curves that caught attention without trying. She wore bold colors and moved fast, as if the night might end if she slowed down. They went to clubs for the same reason many young people did, not because they were lost, but because the night made them feel seen. The night begins. At Club Vibe, the lights were low and the music heavy. Sweat and sound mixed in the air. Men turned when the Five walked in, a slow wave of heads following them. They took their place near the dance floor. Almost at once, men approached. A tall man with a clean beard stood close to Kemi, offering a drink. She smiled, just enough. Two friends leaned toward Rita, drawn by her laugh and the way her dress hugged her hips. She let one hand rest lightly on her chest as they talked. Lola danced alone at first. She liked it that way. When a man joined her, she moved away, then back, letting her body speak without words. Mina sat at the edge, watching. A man with gentle eyes sat beside her. They talked quietly, close enough to hear each other without shouting. His knee brushed hers. Neither moved away. Tara was already dancing with someone. Her back pressed to his front, her head rolling to the beat. She felt his hands hover, never too bold, but close enough to promise more. Closeness. As the night deepened, pairs formed and broke. Kemi left with the bearded man. In his car, the city lights passed like dreams. His hand rested on her thigh, warm and steady. She did not stop him. At his place, they talked first, sitting close. Then silence grew heavy. Their bodies leaned in, natural and unforced. Skin met skin. They moved together slowly, learning each other in the quiet dark. Rita went home with one of the friends from the bar. His place was small. They laughed as they entered. Her body filled the room when she sat. He touched her waist, then her back, admiring the softness. She liked how he looked at her, like she was enough. That night was warm and playful, full of shared breath and easy closeness. Lola did not go far. She took a man to her car, parked under a streetlight. Windows fogged. Hands explored through clothes. Lips met, hungry but controlled. She left him wanting more. That power pleased her. Mina walked slowly with the quiet man. They held hands like it meant something. At her place, they sat on the bed and talked. When he kissed her, it was gentle. When they lay together, it was soft and careful, bodies close, hearts open, even if just for the night. Tara disappeared into the crowd and reappeared with another man entirely. The night blurred for her, music, sweat, heat, fast kisses, fast promises. She did not sleep much. The pattern. Weeks passed. The girls returned to the clubs again and again. Different men. Same music. Same thrill. But small changes began. Kemi started checking her phone too often, hoping one man would call again. He didn't. Rita began to feel empty after the laughter faded. The rooms she woke up in felt colder. Lola noticed the chase bored her now. Winning felt flat. Mina grew quiet even with her friends. She wanted something slower, but did not know how to ask. Tara's energy began to crack. Late nights showed on her face. Her laughter sounded forced. They still dressed up. Still danced. But the joy thinned. Day 4. One night, things went wrong. A fight broke out at the club. Police arrived. Names were taken. Stories twisted. Kemi's workplace heard rumors. Rita missed shift. Lola was seen in places she could not explain. Mina cried quietly in a bathroom stall. Tara sat on the curb outside, shaking, finally tired. They met back at the flat before sunrise. No music. No mirrors. Just silence. The lesson. They talked. Really talked. Not about men. About themselves. About wanting to feel wanted. About fear of being alone. About confusing attention with care. No one judged. No one laughed. They did not promise to change overnight. Life was not that simple. But they learned something real. That closeness without direction can drain you. That pleasure without care can leave marks you do not see at first. That nights can be fun, but they should not cost you your peace. They still went out sometimes. But now, they went home when they felt full. And that made all the difference. After the silence. The weeks after that night felt unfamiliar. Fridays still came, but they no longer rushed toward them. No frantic outfits laid across beds. No competing playlist. Sometimes they stayed in Kemi's flat with the windows open, letting the city noise pass without joining it. At first, the quiet was uncomfortable. Rita was the one who broke it one evening.
I didn't know who I was without the noise, she said, sitting on the floor, back against the couch. I thought being wanted meant being loud. No one answered right away. They didn't need to. Small shift. Change didn't arrive like a decision. It came in small, almost boring moments. Kemi started saying no to invitations, to late-night texts, to men who spoke only when it suited them. The power of that surprised her. She slept better. She stood straighter. Rita returned to things she had loved before the club swallowed her weekends: cooking, long walks, music played just for herself. She noticed how her body felt when it wasn't always performing. Lola still liked control, but she began asking herself why. Sometimes the answer embarrassed her. Sometimes it freed her. She learned that choosing not to play was also a form of control. Mina started speaking more. At work. With friends. With herself. She realized her silence had never been gentleness, it had been fear of taking up space. Tara struggled the most. Slowing down felt like suffocation. But exhaustion forced her hand. One night, instead of going out, she slept for 10 hours straight. When she woke up, she cried, not from sadness, but from relief. A different kind of night. Months later, they returned to Club Vibe together. Same place. Same bass shaking the walls. But something was different. They danced because they wanted to, not because they needed to be seen. They laughed without scanning the room. When men approached, some conversations flowed, some didn't, and that was fine. Mina left early, smiling softly, alone. Lola danced with a woman she'd just met and felt lighter than she had in years. Rita turned down a drink and ordered water, still swaying to the beat. Kemi caught Tara's hand at the edge of the floor. "You okay?" she asked. Tara nodded. And this time, it was true. They went home together before midnight.
What remained? They were still young. Still flawed. Still curious. They didn't become saints or disappear into perfect lives. They still made mistakes. Still felt lonely sometimes. Still missed the rush now and then. But they no longer mistook chaos for connection. They had learned that being seen meant first seeing themselves. That desire was powerful, but self-respect was steadier. That nights could be bright without burning them down. They were still the five. Just quieter. Stronger. And finally, awake. The secret. It happened quietly. After the night they promised honesty, one of them still slept. It was Tara. Not because she didn't care, but because habits do not disappear just because we name them. Restlessness still lived in her bones. The silence still scared her. She met him on a Tuesday, not a Friday. No music. No group chat. Just a message that arrived late and felt exciting in the old way. He was calm. Too calm. His voice steady, his eyes unreadable. He said little about himself, but listened closely when she spoke. That alone made her feel chosen. He suggested a place outside the city. Quiet, he said. Private. Tara hesitated. She remembered Kemi's voice once saying, "If you feel unsure, listen to that feeling." She remembered Mina's silence, Rita's tired eyes, Lola's warnings disguised as jokes. But she went anyway. She told no one. The place. The house stood alone, half-finished, surrounded by bush and darkness. No neighbors. No streetlights. Just the sound of insects and wind. Inside, it smelled strange, like smoke and metal. Tara felt the warning then. Sharp and sudden. She texted no one. That was the last message sent from her phone. The bizarre morning. They found her the next day. The story made no sense at first. Police said the scene was unusual. Objects arranged carefully. Symbols no one could fully explain. The man was gone. No name that could be traced. No real address. The word spread in whispers. Ritualist. Sacrifice. Wrong place. Wrong person. The news avoided details. The city filled them in any way. The aftermath. The four of them stood together at the burial, dressed in black, holding hands so tightly their fingers ached. Guilt sat heavy between them. Why didn't she tell us? Why didn't we notice? Why didn't we stop her? There were no answers that could bring Tara back. Only lessons that came too late. The warning. They changed after that. Not just emotionally, but deliberately. No more secret locations. No more strangers without names. No more silence when something felt wrong. They spoke warnings out loud now. They told younger girls their story, not to scare them, but to protect them. That not every command is safe. That not every invitation is harmless. That secrecy is not romance, it is risk. And that ignoring your instincts can cost more than embarrassment. It can cost your life. What the night taught them. They learned the hardest truth of all. That freedom without wisdom is dangerous. That attention without accountability can be fatal. That the world does not forgive carelessness kindly. They still lived. Still laughed sometimes. Still went out, carefully. But every time they stepped into the night, they remembered Tara. And they listened when their spirit whispered. Don't go there. Because some warnings are not meant to be tested.
If you enjoyed this story, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel so you can be getting our stories as they come out. This is the right way you can support us, and we appreciate you. Thank you.